Do you think PUBG Mobile has the ability to surpass PUBG PC in terms of popularity? It already has by like 1,000 times. Like PUBG Mobile has like 140 million players or something crazy like that. Like at its peak, PUBG had 3.2 million players every day or something like that, or maybe higher, or maybe that was the total players every day. I don't know. But yeah, PUBG Mobile has at least 100 million users, at least. Sanhok again. All right. Part of that is the optimization and potential player base. Oh no, I'm not saying like PUBG PC should have 100 million players. Like there's just not enough gaming computers in the world that would support that figure. Yeah, man, it's more so just the way they handle their game, which is something I would like PUBG to look into. But also there's the spaghetti to contend with, which is always a factor, you know. So I've heard a lot of the stuff that's coming for PC, and it all sounds very good. I can't tell you anything, so don't ask. But I mean, it's a lot of it is like quality of life stuff we've been asking for a long time. It's just a matter of how long is it going to take to get it into the game, and what happens between then and now, you know. Because you have Call of Duty obviously coming out tomorrow, which is, you know, going to really hurt the North American player base, which is already in like I'm trying not to sound panicky, but it's like it's not in good shape. Balls. Using the ump dog? I guess that's probably all he had. I would have thrown a pan instead of using the ump in that situation. Even at nighttime, you see the same names in the kill feed all the time. Yeah, that's why, honestly, man, like that's a big reason why I still play with the anonymous mode on, is because there are so few players left that, you know, especially with competitive or like skill-based matchmaking coming into the game at some point, is you're going to be playing against the same players like over and over and over and over again. And it's not a bad thing, but you know, as a streamer, you're going to assume eventually that people are stream sniping you, because that's just, you know, it's kind of your natural inclination almost, as when you're playing this game and you're like, how does this guy keep finding me? That kind of shit, you know? But it sucks, because I think there's a lot of things that PUBG can do, and I think that they will do eventually. It's not like they're never going to do this stuff like free to play. A lot of people are just going to hackers and start, you know, clawing at their eyeballs, but it needs to happen. Free to play is just a must. All their competition is free to play. So just from a business perspective, it's not even arguable in my opinion. I've talked about this stuff at length. I really don't want to talk about it, because it's pointless. It's either gonna happen or it won't, and I'm past the point. And that's why, like, people ask me, like, why don't you make patch videos? Like, you used to cover the news a lot more, and like I used to come to you to watch, you know, what's happening with PUBG leaks, etc. I just don't care anymore. I don't care. Like, the only thing that would excite me is like fixing critical issues that have been outstanding for months or years. Yeah, no, the servers are centralizing. That's gonna happen. There's almost no doubt on my mind that that's gonna happen soon. It's just something that should have happened so long ago. I don't know. I just don't know how some of these things have taken as long as they have, you know? Now it's logistics and testing and having the right people doing the right things, etc., which I totally get. And shout out to like Brian Corrigan specifically, who has been like a breath of fresh air in pretty much everything he's done and said about the game over the last couple of months. You know, if he wasn't on the project, I would be just like, I personally would have probably just started completely over and started playing Fortnite, because he's like the only person that talks to the North American audience aside from like Hawkins. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think there's a lot. Like if I were like an academic and I had access to everything, like an investigative journalist or documentary or something like that, I would love to make a series on like the rise and fall of PUBG. Like, no, obviously like 600,000 players is not the end of the world. Like I'm not trying to be all like, oh, the game's dying. Well, I mean, it is kind of, but I mean, it's not like in some unfixable state. I think free to play would potentially increase the North American user base by enough that they could probably start doing other stuff with the queues. Yeah, like you have to, like, I guess the people you're trying to capture, and I'm almost okay with them like waiting to go free to play if they're trying to do something specific, like I don't know, like fix a critical issue before they go free to play so they can retain as many of those new users as possible. That I can understand. What was I saying? Oh yeah, maybe they'll wait to like put free to play out as they, you know, just to retain as many users as possible. So because there's got to be, and this is like a conservative number because it could be in the millions, but I bet you there's like a couple of 100,000 players that have just never touched the game because of all the bad press they heard about it. They're like, I'm not going to spend $30. And there's also the young players, which is really the players you want to capture, who just can't afford it, or their parents can't afford it and they don't want to play it, their friends aren't playing it, that kind of stuff. So if it does go free to play, like I think there's a very high likelihood that yes, hacking will become more of a problem. But also you'll see an influx of new players to the point where if there is a competitive matchmaking system or a ranked skill-based, whatever you want to call it, that there will be actually proper tiers to that system, instead of just like in every game, you know, you'll have 70% good players and 30% bad players because there's just not enough players to pick from, you know? Yeah, well, I mean, you're probably, you know, you're right along the lines of my thinking as well, is that you know, they stumbled upon something that they just weren't ready for, and they've been trying as best as they can to like unravel that initial unpreparedness. Maybe soon I will find a red dot, a hollow, a 2x, 3x. Yeah, I don't know what like, you know, that's why I don't want to get too far into the like, well, who's gonna buy it? Are they gonna stay? Blah 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 blah. We don't know, but it needs to happen. It just needs to. What the benefits are is remaining to be seen, but it has to happen. There's just no way around it at this stage. All the competition is putting out more content faster, and is free. It's just a deadly combo if you're still charging full price for your game 2 years in. Like for the better part of the last 2 years, I haven't really been a full-time player. I've been casting more than anything else. So I think I'm just under or at 2,000 hours. Where's the number? I don't know. It's around there. So I'm, you little dick. So yeah, I mean, it's like most players, like something like, I don't know, like 15 million or 12 million players never made it past, I think it was like 500 hours or something like that. Like most players quit in the first year. Or within a short amount of time after the first year, something like that. Like after there was like between January and March of 2017 or 2018, PUBG lost like 1.5 million players It was very rapid. Like right after Fortnite came out. Oh, baby. It was nuts. Yeah. Hackers this, hackers that. You know what? It's fine. I just honestly think, personally, my opinion only, not anyone else's, that they should stop listening to people who complain about hackers like that. They're like, hacking in online games, especially on PC, is a constant, never-ending struggle, no matter what your game is or how good your anti-cheat is. Counter-Strike, Apex, Tarkov, maybe not Fortnite, because Fortnite's a little harder because of the skills involved. All of those games, all their communities say and talk about is hackers. Hackers this, hackers that. You play on PC, it's the cost of doing business. So I would rather them just open up free to play and then battle with the cheaters as they have been, than just like wait for some golden solution that, you know, is never gonna come. It's just never gonna come. Yeah, I can't really leave this spot. I mean, I have 2 kills. I mean, I could maybe grind out a win if I just stay here forever. I guess I could jump onto this thing. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, when Blackout was in beta, they already had cheats out for it. It was great. So it's just like I said. There's just never going to be a victory. There's never going to be an end to that, to the constant struggle. So really impeding and preventing features from coming out because of the fear of what it'll mean for, like, if the total amount of players playing the game, proportionally the total amount of players who cheat at the game is also going to increase. It's really just simple as that. The more popular and the more sought after the game is, the more people are going to want to try and sell cheats for it, because that it's profit, it's economics. It's just how it's going to go. Paradise is going to have people coming out of it. A guy could walk up right here and kill me. There's got to be one guy in the compound with me. It's just not a good game, that's all. Not enough dudes. Tough ending spot. Hard to defend unless I just camp. Okay. What did I just do? I'm climbing the rocks. I'm a rock climber. Ha! Okay, that didn't work. This is still bad. I can't see anybody. There's 10 alive. I have 1 games in this compound, and I don't think it's a bad idea to take it. But it's also easy to lose a handle on it as well. Yeah, this fucking building sucks too. Medium. I could get naded pretty easy. There's no door on this thing either. Shit. Is that a prone guy? What am I missing? Oh, this guy. When in doubt, throw grenade. Well, that almost went poorly. Everyone's got QBUs but me, I feel like. I should go back to my hut, where I feel safest. Not even close. All right, so there should be this guy and then one, I think one guy between us or maybe in the compound. I imagine in the compound. If I get a headshot, I'm toast though. Okay, that's fine then. If I can find this guy before he finds me. Oh, he's battling? I think he I think I heard a suppressed projector. Yeah. I'm just gonna leverage a guess, just a wild guess. I think I saw him. Yeah. Dude, where are you going? I jumped off his head. I literally jumped off his head. Oh, that almost went south. Oh my god.